Now, the authority to exchange can be on private treaty sales, and obviously it's of importance at auctions. So same deal, different documentation. Now, many agents look at you with a blank face when we start talking about, did you get the authority to exchange? And there's enough, both tribunal and court cases, that show that if there has not been an authority to exchange, it's been ruled, particularly in the tribunal, that no exchange occurred on auction day in particular, rolls into a cooling off period. Therefore, the purchaser is able to rescind. Probably you lose their 0.25, but probably save a whole lot of other money and whatever, face relationships with people that didn't want to purchase the properties, which is in one case, which I'll talk about in a minute. But, as an agent, you should have a written authority to exchange. So you have those pieces of paper with you. For a private treaty sale, you'd get filled in with the address of the property, the names of the purchasers, the names of the vendors. It states out the certain points that you've got there, and it would have, I've executed the agreement for the sale in order to purchase the above property at the above price. So, all of that's on there. You're authorising, you're saying that the purchaser is saying that they're authorising you as an agent to exchange the contracts on the purchaser's behalf. The purchaser is acknowledging that they've signed the contract. They're acknowledging that they've received a copy of the executed contract from the vendor. They're also acknowledging that you as the agent have informed them about the cooling off period. That they need to, talk to their solicitor or conveyancer about getting the exchange to go through. They're aware that the cooling off period ends at 5 p.m. on the fifth day after the agreement is made. And they're acknowledging that that's been explained to them by you as the agent, and that they understand that after that it is an unconditional contract, and that if they rescind, what the outcomes of that are. At an auction, it's the piece of paper that you give to both your vendor and your purchaser at the time when they are touching those contracts and signing those contracts. And, if somebody else is signing them on their behalf, then they are also signing these authority to exchange documents on their behalf. So again, it's, the purchaser vendor, but acknowledging, let's look at the purchaser one, they've executed the agreement to purchase the property at the price. They acknowledge that exchange has taken place on that day. So again, you're noting that the exchange happened on the day of the auction. No questions later about whether it was under auction conditions or not. They acknowledge receiving the identical copy from the purchaser vendor, from whichever side is signing it. And they can choose to delete the last one or, put a line through it, but you would always have that the purchaser or vendor has authorised you as an agent to exchange on your behalf, and then, forward that through to their solicitor or licensed conveyancer. So this is about protecting you. So, this is a really good thing to do. And guys, as I said, you don't need, after all the work you've put in to get the property to market or get the listing in the first place, get the property to market, get it through, find the right purchaser, do the argy-bargy with offers and acceptances for a private treaty and get an auction happening. You get to the end. Don't lose this sale because you haven't done that final piece of paper. So guys, make sure you're using an authority to exchange. They'll be on your, if you're using EAC forms, hop on there. There's ones on there. If you need some, draft copies, ask us for them. We're more than happy to send you out a draft. You can change that to your heart's content to make it fit for your agency or for your conditions. But guys, use what you're doing to protect yourself, protect your commission, and be successful. So please don't forget about the authority to exchange.